to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taylor.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your Majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taylor.
Hey, I'm your host, John Taman, and this is my friend over there, Jesse Martin, who's drinking really, honestly, we're going to make fun of him all day because we heard last week that he's doing nothing but eating tree bark and leaves and things like that to remain healthy. And how many pounds have you lost now?
16. 16
pounds. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. That is a kale extract. He's going to be shitting his pants before this show is over because that's how you lose weight in the United States these days. Down below is my good friend, Scott. How you doing down there, Scott?
What happened to your...
I don't know. His charming accent disappeared.
His audio is gone. You got no audio, bro.
Way to go, Scott. Now, nothing's working there. All right,
you go that better?
There you go. Turn your fucking mic on there, Scotty.
Yeah, that would help, wouldn't it? Yeah. Live show. Yeah, well done.
That's right. Here he is. Well, let's try that again. Here's our good friend, Scott. All right. Hey, Scott.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for having me on as always.
Right. Hey, you know what, Jesse? I'll tell you something right now. Well, first off, Keith isn't here yet again with us tonight because tonight is Cameron's birthday, his son's birthday, and he's got basketball practice. Dude, he's giving us everyone in the book. I got to wash my hair. That's what's coming up next, right?
No, he's got
my
off of his chode.
You know why he doesn't want to show up? Because his wife's making him wear all kinds of Eagles gear this
That's
weekend.
Exactly
you know it. That's it.
That house is painted Kelly green right now.
I would hate to be there right now. I really would. Although, I hope he live streams his face during the game because it'll look just as bad as it did when it was covered in cat food. I can tell you that. Now, Scott, do you have any special plans for the Super Bowl?
No, nothing especially. No, obviously it's on quite late here. Normally, I will maybe get in a takeaway pizza or something and just sit and watch it as it goes. A few tins, and that's about it. We're not doing anything special. I think we're trying to do a UK draft party again this season, but we don't know. I think the Super Bowl is probably too soon. It was really not a non-starter, to be honest, just because of the lateness. And then it's a Sunday. You've got to find somewhere to show it. It's quite hard,
right? So it's not like last year. Go ahead.
Go on, Jesse. Yeah.
Where do you take the pizza away to?
Yeah, what's that?
You said
takeout then.
Oh, okay.
Takeout, whatever. Yeah.
All right. See now, Andy sent me.
We invented the language. You just ruined it. But anyway, we'll move on from that.
Cal sent me a video of Scott's Super Bowl party last year. This is when Cooper Kupp scored in the third quarter.
Pass. Pop. Got it. Touchdown.
So obviously,
bit of good Scottish country dancing. Gotta love it, haven't you?
Right. So that looks like a lot of fun. So you guys were big Rams fans, I guess.
Pass. Pop. Got it. Touchdown.
I figure, you know what?
I can totally see Scouse wearing one of them kilts.
To be fair, that looks like my in-laws' family parties. So I'll be honest with you, they're all Scottish,
right? I figured it didn't matter if I made Scottish music and put guys in kilts up there because our typical audience isn't going to know any better. I mean, really, let's get right down to it. If they come from my old show, they don't give a shit. And if it's Yam, I mean, if you're a big-eyed little anime girl, he'd probably be much more interested than a guy in a kilt. That's for sure. Anyway. Yeah. So we do have a Super Bowl coming up. Did we have any Commanders news this week at all whatsoever?
Nothing really worth. I mean, obviously the fucking Twitter heads, they talk, they try to dissect any and every single word that comes out of Ron Rivera's mouth. This is lying season, and not things change can change so fast, and people kind of with the whole Sam Howell QB1. Okay, good, great. He's QB1 during mini camps. He's going to have every opportunity to go and compete for the job, but that doesn't mean he's cemented. What I have got out of this week in some of the comments from Ron Rivera is Dan Snyder's not going to let him spend no money. So we need to be no. That needs to be known. We're not going to be going after no high price free agents. We're going to be lucky to be able to franchise tag someone like Daron Payne. But don't expect any big ticket items on.
Ron never buys. I mean, he bought Jackson, I guess, but he doesn't really go big ticket anyway.
Well, we haven't done that in a while. He's tried. He's definitely tried.
Well, he's tried for some trades. Yeah, for sure. He's tried to swing big at quarterback.
So, but I think, he's kind of handcuffed, which kind of sucks because we need another linebacker. We can't fix everything in the draft. I know that.
On that point, Jesse, do you think he knows now then that pretty much his time is done because of the owner change and the fact that Dan, from what I read with him being on Radio Row this week, I watched the interviews that he's been on, and he was, as you said there, he's basically said, we're not swinging big in free agency. Doesn't look like we're going to get a marquee quarterback free agent that's out there at the moment. So it's going to be a bit of we'll see how it goes season. We'll see what we've got on the roster already. Fill where we can in the draft and move on from there. Do you think he knows then that this is it, really?
Well, I mean, he's got this year to prove to whoever comes and owns this fucking team.
Yeah.
There's a lot at play here. There is. Look, if Sam Howell hits it, man, and they look good offensively, shows progress, shows signs of being a franchise quarterback.
So if we run the same record with him next year, is that progress?
You got to put everything in context, though, man.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get it, but I mean, listen, we got players running out.
Sure, just with the whole, everybody's flipping out about Ron's comments about Chase Young not getting the 5th-year option. I don't fucking blame them for not giving him and he did not say we're not giving it to him. Okay,
I never says anything definitively.
They're Chase Young about it. Yeah, things are.
It's a lot of money.
So many things are up in the air right now that you just don't know. We don't know who the new owner is going to be. I mean, the one big ticket item coach that the owners were talking about, prospective owners, and that came out on Twitter just a little while ago, was Sean Payton. So we don't know how long this process is going to take. So Ron does have this year to prove, and if he proves with a young quarterback, and the offensive coordinator is going to have a lot to play in this, guys. You got to realize that.
Right.
You just don't know. Say they fucking hit the goddamn playoffs and win a playoff. We don't know.
But like you said, everything's in context. If they give Howell a full year, I don't think that the playoffs are necessary. I mean, I think that they are. I think they're necessary. In terms of his growth, I don't think they're necessary, but they're necessary for Ron. Ron's been in this movie before, man. He knows how it ends when new owners come along. Even I said it long ago, before Howell even showed up and played a game, was that if he didn't go deep in the playoffs next year, a new owner is going to can him. And I mean, you can't can a guy when he goes to a championship game. And I think that was the bar that a new owner would set for him. 4th year out of 5. Well, but that's a different discussion.
Quarterbacks is going to have everything to play in the playoff conversation. You know what I mean, guys? I mean, that's just facts. Look,
I think that the swinging big, we're not going to be swinging big in free agency is a misnomer because he really doesn't. I mean, he tries occasionally to swing a big trade for a quarterback, but I'd rather him go a little bit more all in on Sam Howell and build around him with some of the pieces. We don't need to spend a ton of money to get a couple of fucking halfway decent guards in here.
I'm just hoping we can spend some of the money because we do have some money out there, and that's what I'm worried about.
Remember, I asked this on the show a couple of weeks ago.
We did.
We have a trust fund that the NFL says, okay, you can spend up to this because whoever's buying it has to be able to at least guarantee the salary cap for the year. So I think as long as they spend within the cap money, the money is guaranteed. They're signing. All this shit's on paper anyway. They're just signing a contract. Nobody's actually handing anybody a suitcase of money.
All that shit goes into escrow, man. So the money, the check has to be written. I mean, but
it's all.
I will say this. And this one thing that kind of has given me pause when when Ron said we're not going after any high-priced free agents or going after, big ticket quarterbacks like a Derek Carr or a Aaron Rodgers, that tells me right there that he's stuck. There's nothing that he's due, because just like y'all have said, Ron has to, make a good showing this year to keep if he wants to keep his job. And how much do you expect a big showing from Sam Howell? Does anybody expect a big showing from Sam Howell? I don't, but that doesn't mean he's not the quarterback of the future.
You can't. I mean, there's always the chance. This is the modern NFL, and quarterbacks come out a lot more ready than they used to. There's always the chance that he could blast off and have himself a playoff season right out the chute, but it's not likely, and I wouldn't put all my hopes in that basket. But like you said, everything in context, that changes. All right. So if Ron has a rookie quarterback, now I'm going to be as cynical as I always am and look at it from the perspective of a selfish person and say, what if Ron looks at that young quarterback and figures that's his savior? Hey, you can't fire me now. Look, we just had a 7-10 season with this kid. He's doing all right. Give me one more year.
I think, listen. All right. I'm going to put this out there and see what you guys think about it. With Sam Howell, with what we saw with him in preseason and in that game right there, with the defense that we had, we're a third-ranked defense after week 3 or something like that, even without Chase Young. Add in a couple of pieces of O-line. Do you expect to go any lower than 9-7 or 9-8?
Yeah, in some ways I do, because I think the schedule has actually screwed us. You're supposed to have a 4th place schedule, and if you look at our fixtures next year, we have got
schedules change. De la creme. We've know this time and time again.
Oh, I know that.
Everybody's this is an easy schedule, hard schedule. Things can change year to year to year. It might not be as easy as or as hard as it looks.
Well, yeah, a schedule in April always looks a lot different in October and November, and then in December.
Or it could look harder. It could look harder than it. You know what I mean? It
depends on how low the light is, really.
I'd really like us to do a breakdown of the season, and then even positions by positions, grades, whatever it wants to be, on one of the next shows that we do. Because obviously there's not a massive amount to talk about during the off season. But I looked back at this and I thought to myself, there's at least 3 more wins that we threw away, and you could possibly say 5.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
sure.
You could go back to the Tennessee game, you could go back to the Minnesota game, you could go back to the Browns game when nobody turned up. Both New York games.
A little bit better quarterback play. A little bit better quarterback play. 5 more wins
there, and the O-line we know was terrible.
Yep.
So if you shore up that O-line, you then have a quarterback that's semi-decent. Then this pick that we went down back to 16th and we traded back last year, you've now got 3 starters, 1 bit part piece out of that entire trade. I mean, look at what we actually got out of it. Dotson, fantastic, definitely a starter. Who else do we get out of it? Cole Turner. Yeah, he's not quite starting, but he should play a bigger role this year.
Take time. Tight ends take time to develop.
Of course they do. Then you've got Sam Howell, which we don't know what we're going to get out of the box, and Brian Robinson, who's a surefire starter.
It was a pretty goddamn good trade when people were up in their arms when the name Jahan Dotson was called. They were up in arms.
From a positive point of view, they're good weapons to work round. We've got 2 really good running backs. We've got a really good wide receiver core, even down to the 4th and 5th teams. I mean, Cam Sims is no joke. He's not a brilliant player, but he'll catch you a ball.
He's
a
tall,
4th, 5th. He's a decent force. De'Ami Brown's got the connection already with Sam Howell because he was his quarterback in college. I'm going to take this as positive here and say, do you know what? Yeah, the minimum bar should be set at 8 wins.
See,
really?
Here's the thing. I'm going to go back to Yam's comment right here real quick. He says, as much as I want to fix the O-line, I really want a cornerback or a linebacker with the 16th pick. I'm going to have to disagree with you, buddy. I think tackle is the position to go at 16, or even if you trade, have to trade up a little bit to get the guy that you want. That O-line is premium. Listen, we had injuries with Cole Holcomb in the linebackers last year. Okay, yes, we do need to add some linebacker depth. That's not saying that we don't, but the defense still.
You can pull quality linebackers and later in the draft. Sure. That's the thing now about the draft.
3rd and 4th round. 3rd and 4th round can be starters.
The talent is so good now that a 7-round draft concentrates it so much, man, that really
But I'm not saying that I
True
don't think
bust.
we need a cornerback or linebacker. I do think we need them. I absolutely do.
I want our
think
left tackle.
I'd like to go at 16, go offensive, O-line, and maybe with our second round pick, try to get one of these good corners. There's some good corners coming out of this draft that you can
Jesse, totally agree with you. We're really blessed this year with the depth of corners and the depth of tackles. You can pick a really decent. You're probably going to pick up a starting center in the 3rd or 4th round. Not a problem at all. Sure. I mean, there's a guy called Voorhees. I think he is. Anyway. He will. Voorhees, sorry. He will be possibly a late first, if not second round guy there that you could, if you have to trade back up in the second, great. I would probably want to see us trade back a bit. Actually, I wouldn't mind trading out of 16. But and then gaining a few.
Depends on the tackle talent and how it's going. I mean, there was a run on them. Was it last year? I think there was a bunch of them. Yeah.
So I think
a
the
lot
past
of teams
2 years have been a run on
tackles. That's kind of it might make sense to trade back a little bit because that's definitely what I want to do with this offseason. I mean, I think Howe is
Sam Howe is the most important thing.
It's a very small sample what we've seen, but it's a damn good sample what we saw of what he can do with the weapons he's got behind a poor O-line. So I would never say, we're going to definitely move up to 9 wins, 10 wins, because he's a sophomore coming in. There's the sophomore slump is a true thing, even though he really didn't have a rookie season. He had one game. The one thing that gives me a real good feeling about that is that the game that he won was the Cowboys with a Dan Quinn defense playing hard, man. They had a lot on the line for that game. So he saw a lot of exotic shit from a lot of freaking high quality players, from a defensive coordinator that's got a very good imagination, and he weathered it pretty well. So I think that having a little optimism is fine, but I wouldn't want to put so much pressure on it.
I look at it like this. We went 8. We did 500, 8-1 with the 33rd best quarterback in the entire NFL.
33rd.
The 33rd, and there's 32 teams. Just think about this for a second.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Sam Howell, in the small sample size that we've seen, is better than the 33rd best quarterback. He's top 30 at least.
He's worth developing.
Yeah.
This nonsense that I've been seeing all over Twitter with this, it really is especially just one guy on Ronnie. I see out there about all this, man. We kind of keep drafting as high as we can to get a quarterback. I don't see the only day that the draft position means anything is the day that he gets drafted, and that's it. After that,
I do agree with a sense that you go until you find your quarterback.
But how do you know
whether what round, no matter what round that you get him at, you need the quarterback is the most important position in the NFL, and until you have one. Okay.
Sure, but at some point you got to say this is our guy, and it can't be based on the draft status. So even though it's been only one game, we're kind of in a sticky spot there in terms of fans that are going to argue all off season, in that it's only been one game. But everybody has one. Everybody has a first game. Unfortunately, ours has got a full off season until he has his second game, so we don't have shit.
I'm just in the camp like you just try till you find the guy.
Yeah, but
maybe Sam
Howell's the guy. This year. Maybe you got your guy.
Yeah, maybe Sam Howell's the guy.
Try this year,
but you can't just go in the season like, yes, he's our guy. You got to think broadly. Give him a chance, and fuck it. If you say you drafted a quarterback in 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, who cares? Okay, that's fine. Better to have a good long-term backup, or maybe he's better than Sam Howell, or he progresses further than Sam Howell. Then you got him still on the roster for next year. My point is, you don't have nothing unless you have a quarterback.
Right, but I'm not trading up this year. I'm not taking anybody in the first round this year.
No, not as far as quarterback.
I can help it.
Now, unless like a Stroud fell to the 16.
I'm looking
like
at Gabriel Hamdan. Right.
One thing we love in Washington, though, is a backup quarterback. That's a certainty. It's just, I agree with you completely, but we've had this conversation on loads of different levels. You watch the draft, you see all these analysts, you see all these mock drafts, you see all these YouTubers, these experts. Mitch Trubisky was the fucking greatest thing since sliced bread. Now look at him. Do you know what I mean?
The news that came out today.
Oh, that he got punched. Yeah, I saw that.
Wide receiver punched him in the face. Because he wasn't getting targeted up.
Week 4, yeah.
So they benched Trubisky. Look, receivers are punching you.
It is true. Not only the analysts in the NFL, but it's so hard to gauge what a quarterback's going to be early. Man, it really is. Even NFL coaches and GMs will tell you that's the hardest position to fill because you just don't know how they're going to fucking. You don't know how they're going to develop, and that's why I'm in favor of just keep fucking just doing it until you get one.
I'm telling you, anybody that wants to argue with me about it, I don't care, man. This is one of those change my mind moments. The professional quarterback, NFL quarterback, is the hardest job in sports, period. There's 32 of them, and maybe 15 of them are competent enough to hold the job.
That's maybe 15.
Maybe 15.
No, but then out of them 15, when you think of it that way, John, 10 of them are playing the system, and 5 of them are probably truly elite.
Oh, yeah.
In any
given era of football,
in any cycle,
in the modern era, I would say.
Yeah, of course.
You cannot, at any given era, everybody looks back and wonder, look at the Hall of Fame. At any given era, there's maybe 4 elites at any given time.
Absolutely bang on.
Top shelf elites. That's why I rail on this term generational talent. They bring it up every year. That's
the most overused word.
You can't have a generational
before
talent every
the
year,
draft process every year.
Shit,
no,
man.
I'm just saying, man. It's like I said, you just keep going. Get a quarterback. Just get a quarterback until you got your quarterback. Until you got a Patrick Mahomes. Until you got a Josh Allen. Until you got Aaron Rodgers.
But see, that's the thing that I'm saying. We might have him. We just don't know right at this
point.
In one game. We got to wait and see.
I do think there's massive upside with Howell though, because you don't come out at college and say this guy's possibly going to be the number 1 overall pick, and he's a first round talent, and then he goes back to school for another year, and now he's a 5th rounder. It doesn't just drop off
because he fucked up his goddamn math credits. That's why.
But then it doesn't drop off when he loses his. He's lost 4 wide receivers, a running back, and half of his O line. You're not going to have the same season.
Who needs quarterbacks is also a matter of there's. Somebody, I was talking to somebody the other day about it because I think Heineke's agent, I keep saying he should go out and try to find Heineke a starting job somewhere. There's a possible chance he could do it. And the guy said, with who? And I started to think about it. And practically everybody's got a young quarterback. I mean, maybe New Orleans. Practically everybody's got
New Orleans have traded pretty much for Derek Carr. His Carr has been on the only.
I just don't think I don't think there's a team in this league that thinks Taylor Heineke is a starting quarterback.
I know, but what I'm saying is he's shown that he can win in this league, and it is a quarterback-starved league.
Yeah, he's shown he can win a couple games.
Tyrod Taylor keeps getting chances, right? Is he any worse than Tyrod Taylor?
Oh yes, Tyrod's better than Taylor Heineke. Come on now,
they're both.
He just gets hurt. He just gets hurt too much.
Hurt? Well, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tyrod Taylor and Taylor.
And Tyrod's my neighbor. Tyrod was my neighbor, so I got to give Tyrod's right down the street for me.
I put it in our chat, I think, and I saw that Taylor Heineke was on Pat McAfee at the Super Bowl, and he basically said they're in discussions now to bring him back. And I just,
if he does, I just want
Taylor.
Yeah. If they do bring him back and they go ahead and say that they're going to go with Hal and make him the starters, all you Hivers, just shut up and let the kid learn
one thing I will say is Taylor knows his role.
Yeah, it's not him. I have a worry about
guys. What he's not. Yeah, and I know exactly what you're talking about. I had was a discussion, and Brian Mitchell put out a fucking tweet. God, he's a fucking annoying.
That was the stupidest thing. That was the dumbest thing.
Yeah. He couldn't wait to bench him. What did Taylor do for Ron? Nothing.
It doesn't matter.
Got him a 500 one time, but the fact of the matter is he's a backup quarterback. That's
right. The only thing anybody
don't worry about B Mitch. He's just got a bee in his bonnet and he's fucking panties in a twist because he's not in the Hall of Fame.
He's mad because he doesn't get any inside information from the team.
Yeah, and because he's not in the. I'm not in the Hall of Fame.
I would like to see Brian Mitchell in a bonnet, frankly. I think that would be kind of cute. Look,
he kicked my ass. Though.
Fact of the matter, this is the fucking NFL, and a lot of people try to turn this shit into some Real Housewives of NFL fucking garbage drama bullshit. There is no allegiance like that in football. You are only owed as much as the talent you can bring to the field, and if your coach thinks he's got a better option, he doesn't owe you jack shit. Okay, you came in and you did your job. Backup. Thank you for being the backup. Backup. You did a good job. Backup. Now back the fuck up. I'm the coach. And it was a wrong decision, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, yeah, but the fact of the matter is,
right?
The fans were tired. Even some of the Hive were tired of seeing Taylor. Was tired of seeing Taylor Heineke.
That's about anybody in the NFL. Do you think that the fucking Patriots owed Drew Bledsoe after Brady came in and won them a Super Bowl?
No.
Fuck no. And they paid him.
Belichick came out this week. He said starting Tom Brady over Drew Bledsoe was the best decision of his life.
Yeah, he had to.
You know?
He had to. He had no choice. Brady took him to the Super Bowl and won. What are you gonna do?
So
thanks anyway.
Yeah, that was that year. But you know, when Drew got hurt, Drew got healthy again, and Belichick decided to stay with Brady. He's like, that was the best.
He had a ring. He had a big fat ring.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, that's, you know, listen, we're at the beginning of the off season. A lot of things can change from now till the owners meeting, till the draft, till free agency. You know, there's going to be a lot of talking points. Don't believe everything that you hear that's coming from radio stations or Twitter or anything. You know, I focus on the people that really cover this team, like John Kime, Bram Weinstein, and Ben. He can be a little snippy
Ben
sometimes.
Standig.
Yeah, Ben Standig, but he's honest. He does honest reporting. And,
tell you what,
and that's, you know, he's not just one of those talking heads.
Because they're reporters, they're not columnists. You know, when John Kime wants to give you an opinion, he'll say so. This is just my opinion, but he's going to give you facts. And Nikki Jablava, put her in there too, because I really
I like Nikki too.
She's really
I
good.
like Nikki too,
and she sticks to the facts, man. When she's about ready to give you an opinion, she says it's an opinion, and B, her opinion is based on her experience within the she's in the fold, right?
Yeah. She's not one of those that just like to get rises out of people for clicks and
like me.
Yeah. JP feeling Brian.
Right,
1067 The Fan.
You noticed as well, though, that we've just reeled off names there, and they're all the people that ask the hardest questions at press conferences as well.
Exactly.
They're willing to ask the questions that we want to hear. You know, everyone needs likes, needs clicks. Print media is dead. So the only way they're going to get their paycheck is if they sensationalize bullshit, and Twitter is a fucking cesspit. Yeah. And we know it's I don't want to rant here, but it's 2% of our fan base. Don't listen to the shit in a nutshell and just move on. Just scroll on and move on. Dan Snyder's selling his house for $49 million. This is great news.
One of his houses.
Yeah, but this is great news, Jesse.
It is.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer and closer to him being shown the door. Fans should be excited by that now.
We should.
A young core team. We've got a group of players that are going out there. We had a decent enough season. Yeah, it wasn't the playoffs, but it was decent enough. They're learning. We've got a brand new OC coming in, potential new owner coming in. Let's be positive.
A potential quarterback. You know, we should be.
Wait. Say the last part again.
Let's be positive.
That's what I want. Let's be. Everyone
positive.
Within the sound of my voice, be positive. Everybody right now, get up and do a push-up.
I'll say this. I'm
fucking doing it for Tried now.
I'm excited to see what Sam Hell brings us.
Yeah, I do.
I'm actually a little bit more jazzed than I was with Dwayne Haskins. And I was pretty jazzed about Dwayne Haskins, to be honest with you. Yeah,
I was pretty jazzed about Haskins. He showed it off in college. He sure looked like it. You know.
What do we think of the Chase Young's money?
I'm okay with if they don't give him the 5th-year option. I look at it like this. Man. Listen, he had a pretty damn good rookie year. Didn't have a very good first 10 games and got hurt. Played 3 games this year, was okay. He's got to prove it. He's got to prove himself. So if they don't exercise that 5th-year option, I'm okay with that.
They got plenty of time to make that decision. It's too premature right now to say definitively one way or the other. If he comes out this year, and frankly, yet again, I'm going to say it, if they put him on the blind side of the quarterback, he will fucking excel. He will fucking excel.
I'll say this.
That's where he plays.
Expect either Sweat or Young to leave. One of the two. They're not going to keep. I don't think they're going to keep both of them.
This is the issue. I had this chat 2 seasons ago.
Maybe you let Payne leave and keep
I remember
both of
speaking
them.
about this and
Or if
saying,
yeah.
when you pick that many first rounders on that line, you
We
cannot
we
pay
talked
everybody.
about this years ago. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, we did.
All knew it was
happens.
coming. These days are. We knew these days were coming. Now
course they
the
were.
idea that maybe with Payne, Ridgeway sure looked nice.
Well,
Yeah, he did.
And
What's
we
Mathis
have, we have
doing?
Mathis in the wings.
Mathis.
Yeah.
We've got Mathis there, and he's coming back. We've got Phil Wise; he'll be coming back. So Payne again looks like maybe the odd man out.
You have to replace. That's what the draft is.
That's how it
for.
goes. That's how it goes.
On the edge
Something
rushes, we had 2 Hill, we had Smith Williams, we had F.A. Obada. All right, the situational pass rushers, but they did the job. You know, they did the job when Chase Young was out.
They were better with the stopping
okay.
the run, you know. But
Yeah, they were better at run stopping. Yeah, they were okay, but I would Montez Sweat on the left and Young on the right, or depending on how you want to look at it.
You know what I want to see? All of them motherfuckers, Sweat, Payne, Young, Mathis, fucking Allen, all goddamn are in a different spot every fucking play. Just confuse the fuck out of those goddamn offenses and
until the end of the play. And then I want them laying on the fucking quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I want. Remember the amoeba defense? Who was it? Rex Ryan. He did have a good defense, man.
Oh hell yeah!
When he was
talent for it too.
Wasn't a very, very good fucking. He wasn't a good head coach, but he was a damn good defensive coordinator. And we tried that. We try that? Who was our defensive coordinator that came in and switched it to the fourth? Was it Hazlitt that did that? That switched it to the 3-4. Yeah, it was that amoeba defense. It didn't work out too great, but
no.
I mean, it was okay. It was okay that 1 year. But
I get what Yam's saying about taking a cornerback at 16, which then leads me to think: do you cut Kendall Fuller and save $8 million on the cap and replace him with a rookie? I mean,
or switch him back to safety in Bobby McCain's role.
goes.
Yeah, but Bobby McCain's not a big cap hit. That's the problem. Bobby McCain's.
Oh, you'd have to restructure. We
don't have the number yet for next year's cap eit's, and it didn't.
225, I think it is.
It didn't explode last year like they expected it to with the TV money because it's supposed to mostly roll.
Well, this year's it went up like 16 million. Yeah, they put out the numbers for this year.
So it's gone up from 208.
They're expecting at least they're expecting at least a $10 million bump. Each and every year, at least 10 million.
All right. Well, let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Let's talk
about
the
I hate the fucking Eagles being in the goddamn Super Bowl. This is the worst thing ever. All right. The worst thing ever was the first time that they won the Super Bowl, because one of the great joys of being a fan of an NFL football team that has won a Super Bowl was to be able to look at those goddamn inbred slopeheads up there and say, you motherfuckers have never won a Super Bowl, but now they have. And the only thing you can say is that you eat horse shit after you win a Super Bowl.
I did enjoy that person eating horse shit just because they ate horse shit, and that's what I think about that city. This horse shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's when I thought he was going to say, it reminded me of the horse shit my mom used to make or something like that. But I got to be quiet because he's over her house and I don't want her to hear me. Sorry, Ma. The fact that I think they could potentially run away with this game and just roll it over. I think so. I have a little faith in the Chiefs, but I just
a little faith.
I see the.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think
I do too.
Win.
Really?
I think the moment's going to be a little bit.
I hope you're right.
Look, Mahomes been there, done that. I think this is a big moment for Jalen Hurts. They've had a very, very easy. They have not been tested. And they're going to get tested. They're going to get tested.
I mean, they lost against a great team. I must say, it was a great quarterback.
The biggest stage of Hurts' life. And I'm sorry, I'm in Mahomes' corner 100%.
I think looking at this, it's going to be tough because, I think from what I've heard and seen him in practice this week, he looks like his normal self. There was only one or two plays where it was about second quarter, I think, where he came up a bit like gimpy, if you like, after the play had happened. You could see there's still something going on with that ankle there. But he's Patrick Mahomes.
It didn't matter when it came down to it.
And then you've got Travis Kelce, best tight end in the game, who is a difference maker. And
Right.
I know the Eagles, you would probably say, are the most complete team in the NFL, as in roster construction wise. They've got great depth in every position and starters that are fantastic there. I think this is going to be a very, very tight game and quite a high scoring game, or at least I'm hoping it will be. You know, I don't know what the over under is, but
the line's only 1.5.
Yeah, it's 1.5 at Philly. I think. Shit.
51 over.
The over/under is 51. Yeah,
I take the over.
I got the Chiefs. I got the over as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be like a 27 to like 36.
That's not a high-scoring Super Bowl. I'm thinking
27,
like
36,
42 to 37, something like that.
Yeah.
That's a Super
Maybe
Bowl.
I think it'll be 60
When
points.
offenses get going in the Super Bowl, that's how it goes. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Scott. I was yapping.
I think it'll be about 60 points in this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's what I'm looking
But that's high scoring for Super Bowls. Super Bowls
Yeah,
are
I think
usually, like 19 to 23.
Not really. Like, maybe the last two with the Rams and the Patriots, and then the last year. But usually they're freaking score fests, man.
There's all kinds of good prop bets on BetUS.
Dude, there's like 9 different ways that you can bet on the coin toss.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. There's a lot of good prop bets. Like I saw one today that you can bet 4 against 1 that Andy Reid will have a chocolate stain on his jacket during the game.
Oh shit.
I think you can also bet whether or not Patrick Mahomes has to tell his yappy ass wife to shut up at halftime.
I'm off work on Monday, so I'm going to get my sleep in. So I'll go to sleep at 7 o'clock, wake up at 11 for the start of the game. And then I'll also get half an hour sleep when Rihanna's playing a halftime show. And then wake myself back up again, ready for the second half. It's going to be an interesting night.
I hope she plays Umbrella. That's the only song I know from her.
I don't know a single song from her, and I'm kind of proud of that. And it's not that I don't, I just can't stand pop music. And whenever I hear anybody talking about it, and I realize I don't know anything about it, I'm like happy with that. I'll tell you what, I'm over on BetUS.com, and I am looking at the prop bets. There are so many of them that I have been scrolling to get to the bottom of the page since we've been talking about them, and I have not gotten there yet. Holy crap, you can bet on everything. Okay, which one is going to be shown the first after the kickoff? Is it going to be Mama Kelsey? Is it going to be Patrick Mahomes' wife? Every ridiculous thing you can think of is on here. And obviously, when's who's going to score first in the game? How's the first? Is going to be a rushing player, pass play for the first play?
What's the odds on Travis Kelsey 2 touchdowns?
Holy shit, man! I don't know. It would take me forever just to find it.
I'll have a look at that because that's. I think he's going to score. He's going to score.
Oh yeah, I think this is going to be a Mahomes and Kelsey fucking free for all. To be honest with you, I wouldn't surprise if Kelsey got over 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I think Kelsey 2 touchdowns, and I might do it.
Pacheco and McKinnon. Look for them to have big games too, man. I think I might put a little bit of stash on that. I think both of them. I think McKinnon will score. To be honest with you, I think you had the best odds on that. I forget what they are. I was looking at him a couple of days ago, but he's a scoring machine. Philly is susceptible to the run, and I like the Chiefs in this game. I like this matchup for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win and win handily.
See, I like the Eagles in this game because I do like the matchup there as well. I think that they're just as capable on offense and they're more balanced on offense. I think once you get outside of Kelsey, you got Kadarius Toney and Valdez-Scantling. They could show up and be Kadarius Toney and Valdez-Scantling, or they could show up and be this thing that Patrick Mahomes needs them to be. And to give them credit, they have been lately. And in the playoffs, they've both been playing pretty good. But I tell you what, man, I just think that Jalen Hurts looks like he's got that Super Bowl look. I can't help it. Their offense is just much more rounded. Once they get up on them, they can start to pound them with the run, and they can run that ball for a long time.
You heard it here first in the Bleeding Burgundy podcast.
I hate him.
Jalen Hurts has that Super Bowl look.
He does. He's got that Super Bowl look. That Super Bowl look.
Yeah, the deer in the headlights look. That's what's going to happen. That's what I think that's going to happen.
I'm going to take a Travis Kelsey, AJ Brown parlay, both to score a TD. Probably get about 3-1 on that. I think.
Yam's on my side. You know what, Yam? I'm in this. We do football squares. One of our things we do at work. There's a lot of people that's in it. And if it's 24-28 Chiefs, I will win $600 because my squares for our big pot, the $20 pot is Chiefs with an 8 and Philly with 4. So I'd be extremely happy if that happened.
All right, so here you can bet on the player Joe Biden mentions first in his pregame interview, Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts. Will the Drake curse stand? You can bet on that. Chris Stapleton's primary color of his hat, black or any other color. Let's see. Who will first be shown during the anthem, Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts? You can literally bet on everything. Which one shaved his balls? I see this one down here.
Sponsored by Manscaped, by the way.
Right,
20%
right,
off for free delivery. Yeah.
Dude, they don't sponsor us. Fuck off. They don't
they
don't sponsor us. All right, let's see. Who will be mentioned first after kickoff? Andy Reid or John Tateman? Hey, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Who will be shown first during the broadcast? Jake Paul or Logan Paul? Why would they show either of those clowns? Who will be shown first during the broadcast? Peyton Manning or Eli Manning? Who will be first mentioned? Tom Brady, LeBron James, Peyton Manning, Mike Trout. Mike Trout? Why would they mention Mike Trout? Who's going to bet on Mike Trout?
I think what's really interesting here is 75% of the money is on the Eagles. So people are taking the Eagles for the win. So it'll be quite interesting to see either the bookies have a field day here if the Chiefs win, or you're backing an underdog. I don't know. I mean,
here we go right here. First television advertisement will either be avocados from Mexico or Hellman's mayonnaise.
Pepsi.
Or Doritos versus, well, no, you got to pick one here because they've got just two paired off. So first ad, Doritos versus M&M's. The next one's Doritos versus Pringles. So, oh my God, this is crazy. But I can see all who's going to advertise. Yeah. Jersey number of first touchdown scorer. Will it be an odd number or an even number?
Oh my God, seriously. This is ridiculous. They've got to make their money somehow. There's one game left. They've got to make their money, haven't they?
Yeah, your mom did get robbed. It's only the last digit of whatever score it is. So I don't know.
Here we go. How about this?
419 kind of thing.
You can bet on Rihanna's lipstick color.
Oh my God!
Really?
Red or pink? No lipstick. Clear, black, purple, or blue/aqua. Super Bowl halftime show. Rihanna exposes butt cheek on stage. Yes or no? It's the money line's money.
Where are you seeing these?
I'm on betus.com and I am way down the list of prop bets. They've got a money line of -155 on this.
Oh, gosh. Put money on
Rihanna exposes nipple on stage.
Can we talk about something else?
Color of liquid poured on winning coach. Orange, clear, blue.
Oh yeah, I have seen that one. Yep.
Wow, it's purely got to be. It's got to be orange, and it's surely.
Oh my God! Let's see what else do we have here. Smoking a cigar. Will any player be smoking a cigar on the field post game? I'd say yes. Will the Kelsey brothers hug on field after final whistle? Shoot, I think that because one of them is Kelsey with a tight end, I think Jalen Hurts is probably going to go stick his finger up his ass and see if he feels the same. Let's see. Will anybody punch Patrick Mahomes' brother or in the face? Let's hope so. That would be nice.
Please.
Yeah. Let's see. Will all State Farm television advertisements feature Patrick Mahomes? Yes or no? God damn. Fucking A. All right. What will be said first? And he gets us first TV advertisement, Jesus or God? I'll tell you, that's something that we should bring up, and we want to make sure that we thank God.
Fucking her eyeshadow color. What the fuck?
I want to make sure we give our big props to the big man upstairs. Thank God, because one of these teams is going to win, and it's going to be because of God. It's going to be because God has held them up all year long, and I'm glad that God is going to be taking away his attention from all the horrible things in the planet to watch the Super Bowl and help the Eagles or the Chiefs win. Did you
watch the honors last night? The NFL honors?
No, I can't stand awards.
Oh, every single acceptance speech. I'd like to thank God because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Fucking hell. I mean,
how many athletes will be shown during TV advertisements? Over under 27.5.
Of what?
How many athletes will be shown during TV advertisements? Over under 27.5.
Well, there's about 10 in the NFL commercial, and that's running at halftime.
Who's wearing what color? We know that the Chiefs wearing white because if Andy Reid comes out in white, the Air Force might shoot him down.
Did you see the meme that got into that balloon and it had a message on it saying "Sell the team, Dan"?
Please sell the team, Dan.
Will the Coors Light Silver Bullet train be seen?
God, I hope not. You know, all I can think of when I see the Silver Bullet train is fucking meathead college guys with their hats on sideways, no shirt, running around, fucking dry humping everything they can find. It's just me, I guess. So I must say, one of the best things about podcasting is when people read silently. That's awesome. That's huge.
Definitely. Wow.
All right, let's score predictions.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do
Welcome
it.
to the library. All right, score predictions.
In the late hour with John Taman.
That's right. Shut your fucking mouth with Jesse Martin. All right. All right, go ahead, Scott. You go first since you're from across the pond and you're going to be staying up late, which means you're probably, you're 7 hours ahead of us, right?
No, I'm 5
hours ahead of us. So you'll know the end of the game before we do. Fucking A. You better tell us some of these topics.
On that flat earth, yeah.
That's right. Hey, you know, they did one time ask Al Michaels, I think he was on Howard Stern. He said, you know, you see, or he asked Joe Buck, you see all these prop bets about, you know, yourself on these things. He goes, oh, yeah, I could make a killing. I could get a friend of mine just drop bets about, and then I could start to say things, you know, like I think it was Deflategate and all that kind of shit.
The thing is, John, I read the script for this year, so I understand what's happened with the script this year. So I'm going to take, here we go. Didn't do a score prediction before, but I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to go 34-28 Chiefs.
You know what's cracking me up about score predictions? Those of you watching at home, Scott gets his head all wrinkled up as if he's actually going to pull the fucking score out of the air.
I've told you. The Big In Boss book, it's there for a reason. This is this year's NFL script. I mean, right. page 10, DeMar Hamlin, you know, we're moving on. There, Ron Rivera, you know, I picked the fucking quarterback. It's all in there, mate. You know what I mean? So that's something I've got to talk about. I've got to vent my frustration about that. What? How on earth can you keep a secret? As we talked about
the most
before.
Preposterous thing, yes.
I mean, what are they talking about? Yes, the refereeing decisions have been shocking at times. We've seen that. They need to even make the referees complete professionals and say, let's make them complete full-time professionals if they want to do it. Great, trained former players, you know, who might leave early from the game or whatever. That's fine. But you cannot have thousands of people keep one secret. You know what I mean? It's just impossible.
Forever. You know,
forever, yeah, exactly.
Forever. By the way, read all the time about these players that sold their Super Bowl rings or are now broke, and none of them are going to go, God damn it, I could make a fucking $1 billion with a book bringing down the NFL and telling the truth about this, and none of them do. Shit,
I know.
Get out of here! All you people, your fucking conspiracy theories. I got to tell you, man, it gets on my fucking nerves that we really, as a species now, are really just dragged behind by the dumbest motherfuckers that we can find. And it gets on my goddamn nerves.
Shut up! Sit the fuck down and shut up!
Shut up and sit down.
Will you shut up?
Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
Fucking morons. I swear to God, everybody bitches about how the goddamn public school system, man, my Timmy can't get further than the dumbest kid in class. Well, welcome to how we all feel, you fucking redneck. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be 37-34 Philadelphia.
37-34 Philly.
Right. 37-34 Philadelphia. There you go.
Yeah, I have I'm going to go 36-27. The Chiefs.
27? Are you sure?
27 the Chiefs.
I love how they hesitate on this. You know, it's like the weather. All right. My wife always tells me we're thinking about playing pickleball tonight. She says, you know, there's a 53% chance of rain. It's like, what? What the fuck? What makes the difference? So, in other words, it might rain and it might not. 53%. What the fuck is that? All right. Oh, there's a 74% chance of rain. What's the difference between that and a 75% chance of rain? What the fuck is that? Why are they going to give me the? Well, Jesus Christ. It's just silly.
One thing I do love about your weather and your news channels is when it pops off the screen, today's terrorist alert is orange. What the fuck does that mean? You know?
I don't know what it means. I think somebody's going to start throwing some sun-kissed at me. Fuck if I know. Although they don't tell us that anymore. They don't bother to tell us.
They don't do that anymore. Yeah, they did. They did for a while.
We're just constant. Hey, everybody, watch out when you go outside. It might be a terrorist. It might just be your neighbor pissed off with a rifle. So,
correct.
That's
anyway.
right.
So we've brought religion and politics on this show. We've done well, John.
We've done it all. We've done everything quite well. Maybe next time we come on the show, we'll have God. I used to have him on the Bang Radio Hour all the time. He was quite gracious and talked to us quite often. Maybe he'll come back. Yeah, but maybe not, because it's a different world now, and all you pansies can't handle it.
So Dak Prescott got Walter Payton Man of the Year.
He did.
He did. Yeah.
What did he do? Is it for his work with Sleep Number?
yeah. He did. He obviously didn't get that circadian rhythm sorted, did he? For the final game of the season.
Dak Prescott, how the fuck did he get it? He wasn't even nowhere near the votes.
Donated fucking old mattresses.
This is the thing. I mean, Jen Leno came out and spoke about it and said it doesn't matter about the Twitter votes. There's two separate polls.
Yeah, there is.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, okay. So you've actually got two polls, right?
Right. So everybody, please remember that next year, so that when I look at Twitter, I don't see WPOMY up and down my timeline for fucking. My God, I sprained my thumb scrolling past it just so I can see what Jesse had to say, and he said the same goddamn thing. So remember that next year. Your vote doesn't mean jack shit. Don't even bother.
Yeah. So he picked that up, but and the first time for a long time that the same team has won offensive rookie of the year
happened twice in the past.
And defensive rookie of the year. The Jets, wasn't it? Was it Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner?
Sauce Gardner, yeah. But I think in the past, I think the Saints with Marshawn Lattimore and Alvin Kamara.
That's right.
And then I think there was one back in the 80s with the Lions, but I don't remember who it was. So.
And Ron got the military honor, didn't he? The
hooray!
Whatever that is. So yeah,
exactly. Whatever that is.
If you are an up and coming college player and your great grandfather's dog served in the Navy,
that's right.
You're probably going to play for the Commanders next season. Your dog, you say? So he was he was on board a ship. Got some cute photos of him there. Okay, good. This is my pet goat. Yeah. Yes, that's right. It's right. The mascot of the Irish Rangers. Yeah. Well, Goat Sergeant Major. I can explain. Right. Oh, by the way, we do have this video of Andy Reid coming into the Super Bowl. You hear my wife getting ready. Oh my God, that's my oven. Jesus Christ. All right, I thought that was your alarm for your alarm for your pills. He's turning on the air time of the year. So I've fallen and I can't get up. Here's Andy Reid coming to the stadium. Yes. Yeah, I don't understand all that stibbity-dibbity shit, but you know, if Andy likes it, Andy likes it. I remember it was a couple of years in the playoffs, and this was one of my fun things. And they don't have a prop bet for this, but I hope they do it again, because you know how sometimes they'll stay with the game and they'll put it in a window, and then over on the side they'll have another window that runs an ad. Well, they had a shot of Andy Reid on the sidelines with his big fucking, his Denny's menu that he uses up here like this, and he's standing there in the picture, but he's looking off to the side like this, and off to the side was a plate of ribs from like Applebee's or something, and the way that the smoke was curling across the steam, it looked like Andy was just like looking at it. I was like, shit. But see, this is what it is like watching the game with me. I'll share a meme with you that's quite good. It's the ex-Liverpool manager Rafa Benitez, and at the time it came up with on the bottom of the screen, it came up with his name, but the way they did it was like a sparkle, and it came up Rafa Benitez, Liverpool manager. But at that exact moment, he went like this. Oh yeah, as it came up, it was just comedy timing. I was like, yes, my guy.
Did anybody see that coach Hugh Freeze with the WAP sweatshirt hoodie on?
No.
You know what WAP is?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was bringing it up like this, and I forget who it was. It was another coach. He coached for Tennessee, younger guy. He actually
Kiffin.
Yeah, Kiffin retweeted. He was like, "Dude, are you fucking serious?
Dude,
you know what that is?"
Anyway. He's a dick anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we got a couple of departures from our coaching setup confirmed now as well, haven't we? Chris Harris has gone to Tennessee.
Yeah, we figured that.
And I think who else went to Tennessee? Somebody else went to Tennessee as well.
I don't know, but I
Chris
did
Harris
see that Tennessee.
Gone.
Chris Harris is a hard loss to take. He was a good
it is,
good coach.
especially since it's a lateral move. It's kind of I guess because they make him that passing
assistant.
defense.
Yeah, he gets a pay bump.
That little bump there.
Yeah.
But Tennessee is the first state that I've seen that has actually put a bill on the boards that says that they want to make Super Bowl Monday a federal holiday, which I'm fine with because nobody goes to fucking work anyway, and everybody that does go to work can't drive because they're so goddamn tired. So,
well, if it wasn't, you didn't ask me what I was going to do for Super Bowl Sunday, but that's
what are you going to do for Super Bowl Sunday?
Not a goddamn thing.
Well, there you go.
Fucking raining, like we're going to get like fucking 15 inches of rain here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a goddamn downpour all day Sunday.
Scott, you can see it though, right? You go over Jesse's house and he sets out like a platter of fucking twigs and shit. It's like a bowl of
smoothies,
a bowl of grape nuts that you're supposed to just dip your hand in.
What's the matter, Scott? You haven't eaten your Huel.
He's got one of those squirrel feeders with the suet on it. That here, have this. It's like on this for a while. All right. So I guess that's about it. We're not even going to make it to the full hour this week. We've had a good time today. Of course, remember Scott and his Super Bowl party.
Pass. Caught. Got it. Touchdown.
I can't help it. I just love that kind of stupid shit. So, all right. Well, I see that we have a couple of new viewers, and you're just in time for us to say "see you later" because we're gonna play the "see you later" music, and you missed our amazing prediction. Scott actually,
I had to pluck that out of thin air. There,
he made a vein pop out trying to pull that guy. Oh, let me see. I tell you, he's like Karnak. Anyway, he did that time. So we're going to say goodbye. And this is going to be the Super Bowl show. I don't think that we're going to come back and discuss what happened in the Super Bowl because, frankly, none of us really actually fucking care unless we win some money. Because fuck the Philadelphia Eagles and fuck the Kansas City Chiefs. Because the way I feel about it, and I don't understand this thinking among other fans. Oh, if it can't be my team, I hope it's the team from my division. You fucking stupid. What's the matter with you? You know what I want to see happen to those teams? Every one of them, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Eagles, find the biggest, deepest mud hole you can and drag them through it. And then drag them back through it again.
I will never root for any of those three teams ever. Ever.
Nope.
Nope.
I might want one to win a game, to help us in a way,
right.
But root for them to win the Super Bowl, kiss my fucking ass.
Fuck that. If the Dallas Cowboys were all that stood between us and Al Qaeda, okay, I'll root for the Cowboys then. But other than that, well, you've got the beard to
my
blend
chances.
Jesse put a towel. Oh, no, shut up. He's got the beard to blend in. All right, that's enough of that. I'm going to shut up, and that's the end of that. We'll see you later. Bye.